Greetings, SoL priests and Lunar priestesses of the new Earth rising, fully activated in your divine missions of manifesting heaven on earth. So it is. Rise up and step into your full grace and full power of empowerment of your true divinity to manifest your pure visions of your true heart's delight. No more second guessing, no more letting fear control the mind. We live from our heart and activate our highest potential and our true passion of why we came here, to save humanity and to rise with Pachamama, our sacred Gaia, Shakti, here with us now, divine goddess, divine feminine, fully activated and transmitting the highest codes, the highest frequency, the highest light that this world has ever seen of the Christos and Magdalene lineage. So remember why you came here now in this activation, merging of all timelines into this one true source. We had some powerful energetic waves coming in today, flowing into the field. This morning I received multiple visions of all the portals opening. And on the Schumann charts today, we had a 16 hertz amplitude, but a new pattern of codes coming in. What our bro star of the light, Travis Carper, called an air shower in physics enveloping our planet. And it is almost a permanent layering of a photonic, energetic pulsed wave. Those are the small, thin white lines on the spectrogram. He says this is the first of 3 waves we should see between now and December 21st, 2020's astronomical alignment. Ascension symptoms, yes, but this is to help support us as we transition. So drink plenty of structured water, rest, meditate in nature, preferably with shoes off. Immunity boosts, intermittent fasting, and eat light plant-based foods for a higher frequency, symbiotic balance, a holistic, healthy lifestyle if possible right now. There are some of the ways we hold more energy by participating in our own personal ascension processes. This ascension process is a transmutational process called morphogenesis. This is RNA, DNA recoding, dormant DNA coming back online, our 4th and 5th strands. Blessings, everyone. Buckle up for Red October. Emotions might run high, so seek support if you need it. We are sovereign, and we are freeing ourselves from the dark control systems of the false matrix. And today we had 95 M1.5 or greater earthquakes, as Pachamama comes more into resonance in almost every one of the largest activation earthquakes were around the Ring of Fire today. There were 2 that were outside the Ring of Fire, the most powerful in the sacred portal in the Andes Mountains, the home of our sacred condor in Peru with a 5.0. Then in Chile, also in the Andes Mountains, 4.2. Very close to the Tropic of Capricorn. And then in our sacred portal in Ecuador, by the border of Peru, very close to the equator, negative 2.218 latitude, 77.279 longitude, with a 4.5, 2309 UTC. So we have the 99, the 99, and the 69 kilometers depth. Also 222 and the 777 encoded in these activations. And then in southern Mexico, a 4.2 and a 4.0. And then at 19 UTC, a 4.4, the sacred portal of Argentina, the foothills of the Andes. The Andes are the Kundalini of Pachamama. We had another 4.6 in Peru and a 4.6 in Chile with the 1010 activations, 1010 portal. We're feeling this in our higher heart centers. And then in the crown of Lemuria in Sandpoint, Alaska, 3.6. Philippines, 4.5 and a 4.7. and we had a powerful 4.9 in the Caspian Sea. And we talked about that in the past transmission, about the symbolism of Caspian. And this is in Turkmenistan, in the Middle East, just north of Iran. And then the other powerful activation with a 4.4 in Hindu Kush, Afghanistan, where the Trinity, the Trident, and this is 117 kilometers depth, 37.016 latitude, 71.659. We have the 37, 71, 17, and 73 mirrored within this activation, where the Trinity of the Tian Shan, the Kunlun, and the Himalayan mountains forming the Trident, the Trinity of our sacred Poseidon, assisting Pachamama with this great ascension. Now the image in today's video, before we start the transmission, I posted this one for Pawpaw Bear, SoL Star family. After last night, we spoke about our Aboriginal angels in Australia and the power of Uluru. When I came back to my hotel, this image was the first that popped up on my screen, and it was very powerful. And I felt the Venusian energies coming in on this one, and also the power of the Divine Feminine and the Phoenix rising. And this was posted from our Divine Sister of the Light, Catherine Hand, along with this narrative transmission from Divine Sister of the Light, Valerie Barrow, about El Chiringa. The 10th day of the 10th month is an anniversary for us visiting Karyong, NSW, with Uncle Gary, medicine man and elder of the Bunjalung tribe. It was that day Al Chiringa, the ancient creator ancestor who gave us understanding and opened the door for us to remember when the first ancestors were created. When the animal man was raised to a blessings of being human, a light being with a soul consciousness, it was 25 years ago. It is the missing link that began further evolvement of our hybrid human race. There are people remembering being star people coming from the Pleiades and the constellation of Taurus and the event that happened so long ago. There are still people that remember the event, and that story fills in so many missing pieces in their understanding of who we are as humans. El Chiringa is a story filled with intrigue, deception, and the planned destruction of a mission that left only 90 survivors to be cast upon the earth. 50,000 star people came from the Pleiades and many other stars in our galaxy in a giant starship, the Rexagena, to restore light and life on planet Earth after it had been taken over by the reptilians. The story is about their survival on a planet whose atmosphere they could barely breathe, a sun that burnt their skin, and a dangerous and poisonous environment that took many of the survivors' lives. Their struggle and success in creating our race is the miracle they wrought. It is our past. El Chiringa, creator ancestor known to the indigenous race of Australia and the star people on Earth who remember. The way the story unfolds is a true gift from Source, a conquest of darkness by the light of love. They are our heritage. The story has been given to us by El Chiringa, the Golden One, an ancient, when the first ancestors were created. And this is from ValerieBarrow.com, BARROW. And today from Divine Sister of the Light, Aurora Ray, a message from the Galactic Federation to the family of light. We have transmitted new codes to the cells of your being while you are sleeping, dear ones. You are empowered and have all the necessary tools to bring forth the liberation of Gaia. We have given you the means to beat your enemies with their own weapons, as you could say in your human language. There's a lot going on your Earth star Gaia at the moment. It is the final battle between dark and light. Remember that light is information, and therefore darkness is the lack of it. As you become informed, your enemy loses power. This light has altered your frequency. It is now up to you to hold this frequency and become the keepers of frequency, so that others may access this frequency easier. Many are still in disbelief, but they are seeing their world and their beliefs crumble in front of their eyes. Share your light with them. Inform them. We do not ask that you go about this kicking and screaming. Your task is to do this peacefully. Leave the information there for them to reference when they are ready to receive and then move on. You have signed up for this. You are prepared for it. The time is upon you now. The moment a human starts questioning their reality and the motives of those who are holding the reins, they begin ascending from the third-dimensional matrix system into 4D, the astral realm. This process is what we call awakening. This is what is happening to Gaia's people at the moment. This is the mass awakening we have anticipated. The 3D matrix that has kept you enslaved is crumbling and losing its very fundament of deceit, lies, and control. The system is falling and there is no more turning back. You are great warriors of light, truth seekers, way showers, and the children of the sun, who will bring forth a new dawn. This is your time. Do not fear. We are here with you. You can see our light ships in your night skies, and you can feel us in your hearts. We have begun contacting you. Open your hearts to see the signs. As the liberation of Gaia proceeds, we shall come closer. This is the victory of the light over darkness. Aho, we love you dearly. We are your family of light. From Aurora Ray, Ambassador of the Galactic Federation. And today from Divine Bro Star of the Light, Pars Kute. The energy is really powerful right now. We are in the new beginnings. Our DNA is being activated. Right before we move to a new higher frequency, there is always a tower moment to remove everything and everyone whose vibrations are not a match to where we are going. If a lot is crumbling right now, we are making space for light to enter. We are jumping out of this timeline and we are now in a completely different, a new 5D timeline. Through the light of the eternal sun, we are shifting into higher consciousness of light. Trust this. Trust the divine plan, the divine order, and the divine timing. With sacred love of one, Pars Kute. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Laura Pleiadian, the merging of worlds in the Oversoul. Evolved beings are coming forth to merge the worlds through the flow of a sacred space in no time. This is for the accessing of all records here on earth, as above, so below. This merging is a shift in frequencies that will occur dramatically and suddenly. Worlds of consciousness, dimensions, memory, united and coalescing into one ascending being, you on earth. The codes of the Oversoul and the Ascension were ignited in all blueprints through the incarnation program for earth through the DNA. All souls passed through this portal, and their record began for earth. The ascension plan includes the form as it evolves to its true nature, a conscious light and eternal being, through the heart and presence of one's original light. All form is light now as a frequency. As the consciousness in charge of its form shifts and changes, so also the form transforms into the evolved light being, ascended master. All was set in place through this program for all to ascend, as the memories became one with the higher frequencies and flow of purified ascended light. For many, this deep transformation becomes the complete dissolution of what once was. As you fully step into this state of being, all previous anchoring and familiarity become dissolved also. With nothing to relate to as a familiar on earth to fall back on, one becomes anchored in the etheric frequencies of the eternal. This is the true home. This is through the heart. As the heart carries the frequencies of all memory before incarnating on earth, and through the many incarnations on earth, one opens the portals to all dimensions, an awareness of eternal being. Your heart is the key. The doorways are your initiations. The portals that you go through are your merging and the consecration to the awareness and activation of your complete and perfect union with your eternal being. In this we activate you now. We were present as the plan for DNA was created. We watched over the passing through all souls, with the Oversoul and all beings present during this process of memory recording. We initiate you now. We are the Divine Council of Overseers. In love through your heart, we activate you now. On this, the threshold of merging, from the new divinehumanity.com and from Divine Bro Star of the Light, Mike Harrigan, unification of divine feminine and sacred masculine, God and goddess, the sacred union of divine feminine and divine masculine. When a goddess meets her king, a magical alchemy between their energy fields starts to operate until they merge into one divine being, and then the whole world is being transformed. When two high vibrational frequencies are in union, they will uplift each other's consciousness into a higher dimension. Our fullest potential is found in the weaving and balancing of the divine feminine and divine masculine energies within ourselves. The healthy divine feminine offers tenderness, wisdom, patience, nurturing, flexibility, and fertility. Feminine intuition is one of our most powerful tools for guidance, and we all have it. She leads us in the right direction every time. Who couldn't benefit from some sound, reliable advice in life? When something needs attention or is out of balance, she communicates through the body, the emotions, and our thoughts. When we are not listening or heeding her warnings, the voice gets louder and our discomfort grows. The healthy divine masculine is fearless, courageous, and loyal. He is the guardian protector. When in balance, the masculine protector does no harm. His gentle strength brings harmony and peace to where there was conflict and separation. He knows his power but does not abuse or misuse it. Are you using your power, words, actions, dollars, and resources in ways that unite or separate, create or destroy? He is a leader and is not afraid to speak the truth, even if others disagree. He is courageously fierce and standing for his integrity. When working in harmony, the sacred union of the divine feminine and masculine can unite, heal, and create anything. The divine feminine love is like a lighthouse that shines into a man's soul, revealing the dark corners within, not to shame him, but as a helpmate, to encourage him to rise up and be the champion of his own heart, and from that place to love and adore her as the goddess she is. When you fall in love with an awakened man or woman, the gift that they bring us, not only love, but also a mirror to face yourself. And this is the greatest test of true love. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Carolyn, servant of Yahweh, 1010, you are healing from deeply embedded emotional loss that is now leaving your body. This is the flip that occurred through the 1010 portal gateway, APTTMH. The seed point has been cleared for your ascension into the emotional fulfillment you have been attaining. You are moving away from separation and into unity. Since June 2020, we have been clearing the seed point of the juxtaposition that created division in divine masculine and feminine union within and without. You found the key that is unlocking your union of the beloveds, the rebirth of your union, and your new embodiment as the Rose of Sharon, the Bride of Christ, Magdalene the Christ, has occurred through the 1010 portal gateway. Congratulations, beloveds. Whether male or female, this new embodiment of you carries the frequency and lineage of Christ, and Christ's tones in your DNA 144. This is automatically transmuting unfaithful behaviors and counterparts, clearing these karmic wounds of betrayal from the bloodline of Christ. This is giving unions the freedom and protection from the past for good. We have flipped into a new beginning for unions, for the bride, and for rapture. This means massive DNA upgrades in the flesh of the anointed. Psychic channels of communication are expanding. Womb chakras are fruitful. Nothing can stop the real you from emerging through the quantum field and through your flesh. Receive these blessings. From KundaliniTwinFlames.com and from Divine Sister of the Light, Grace Solaris. Yesterday I had a massive revelation and initiation, which both affected me and my beloved. I was shown and experienced what it truly means to surrender. When you are in the Heros Gamos process and in the merge, soul deeply yearns to return to one so much. It is an incredible force and drive, a magnetic craving that is extremely powerful, at least if you have met your divine consort, with which you have contracted to do this with, whether it be your original twin flame or not. My guide showed me and led me through the rite of passage of experiencing this fully. It was a deeply profound, sacred moment, but there was an instant of fear, of letting go of all resistance, of losing control, because it literally feels like dying, the moment when you gasp for the last breath, but you know you must let it go to be entirely free, to dissolve, to merge and return to one. There is no halfway. I felt how my entire body desperately tried to hold on, though at some time it wanted and craved so much to surrender and merge. This was all experienced in an instant, and as I succeeded in letting go, tsunamis of love washed over me, and tears washed over me. Tears of longing as well as of divine love. It was so expansive, and I seemed to vanish into no thing, or rather pure consciousness. It was very orgasmic, to say the least. It taught me a lot about what full surrender means. You cannot do this half, nor 60, 70, or 99%. You either surrender or you don't. And as you do, you truly return to the state of oneness, and know deep within you can never lose this state of being. It is pure grace. So you transcend the fear of ever again being separated. Ego might come, all right, but you cannot undo it. The interesting thing was that it triggered the fear in my beloved of losing me, which was deeply seated and had already popped up. I had gone through the same fear, thus my guides facilitated this. The fear was deep-seated in both of us. It is an ancient wound that we all carry from when we left Source and separated from our twin flame. This wound is then being fortified when we leave the womb, and even more so if we have incarnated in families where we were not seen or acknowledged and so felt abandoned. Deepest gratitude to my beloved for so courageously and courteously walking this path of unconditional love with me as an adept of love, always open-hearted and showing up in his vulnerability and playing with open cards. I am so proud of being your divine consort and could never have dreamt for any greater love. And we worked our way through it together, clearing all programming, all feelings of not being worthy, all feelings of lack, of not being good enough, tears and tears flowing and released. And so these patterns could leave, as well as the resistance to letting go of control. You don't want this patterns to surface because it hurts to the core. But when one is willing to die for love, the greatest of blessings await. Through true surrender you shall become love and enter divine union with the one in all and the all in one. You shall become complete. You shall return home and become eternally one. Grace Solaris with her most beloved divine consort, eternal love, Ryan Hill. From GraceElohim.com and from Tibetan Master Shamtrul Rinpoche. Do not worry. Tibetans have a saying that if a problem can be fixed, worrying is pointless, because something can be done, and if a problem cannot be fixed, worrying is still pointless, because nothing can be done. Whatever your situation, no matter how serious, worrying will only make it worse. It also consumes so much of your time and energy that you could have used it to cultivate inner peace and happiness instead. Shamtrul Rinpoche. And from the Zolkin Times, Kin 197. Red, Lunar Earth. Lunar is the name for the number 2, and its keywords are polarize, stabilize, and challenge. It's the second day of the Yellow Warrior Wave spell and a portal day. Because this mission gets on its way, there are issues to contend with. As it is a portal day, there will be an extra intensity to these issues. There will be no progress on this mission if you don't analyze your situation, confront your problems, and come up with solutions. Today is Red Earth, which represents evolution, synchronicity, and navigation. The Red Earth is concerned with growth and self-improvement, but when it falls on a lunar day, these things don't come easy. Be prepared for potential frustration and for progress to be painfully slow. The guide is the red moon, which symbolizes going with the flow. When the moon guides us, it is asking us to relinquish control. As it is a lunar day, it is appropriate that the moon plays a big role. If you allow yourself to just go with the flow today, the problems and challenges will be easier to navigate. And from Divine Sistar of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, Red Lunar Earth, Kin 197, 12 October 2020, Navigating Evolutionary Flow, 12-10-2020, equal 12-10-22, equal 314, equal 8, 12, Acquiring Great Knowledge and Strength, 3 Triad, Holy Trinity, Joy, Creativity, 10 Manifestation, Authority, Power, 1 New Beginnings, Leadership, Original, 4 Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth, 8 Infinity, Abundance, Source, Flow, Kin 197 equals 17 equal 8, double 8 code, a powerful day for finding and navigating our new flow. Day 2 in the Yellow Warrior wave spell of fearlessly questioning everything in our path with a profound intelligence, disabling the old paradigm and fully focused on forging a new path to a brave new world. In order to fearlessly charge ahead, we must answer the challenge of where are we headed. Today we evolve through listening to the messages of the earth for all the clues of synchronicity that points us in the right direction in order to go with the flow. Tone of creation, lunar tone 2 in the physical realm. The lunar tone represents the sacred twins, cooperation, relationship, polarity of male and female, and duality. Its action polarizes, power challenges, essence stabilizing. Yesterday we magnetized and attracted spiritual energy, and today we anchor that energy in our physical bodies and physical environment. The lunar tone may also reveal challenges in order to recognize and release anything stopping us from finding our true path and our quest to realize our dreams. Our sense of direction is being honed today, so we are not wasting time and space on our mission, intuitively knowing we are on the right path, connecting much deeper to our Pachamama in order to stabilize our connection to her earth body, fully anchoring ourselves in the new earth plane. Red lunar earth reminds us that we are the children of Gaia, and as our earth mother we are all connected. As she feels and senses through us, we too can sense and feel through her, as we connect at a much deeper and more empathic level, talking to the trees, listening to the wind and chirping crickets, and feeling the pulsing of her heartbeat. As we connect and feel more deeply, we develop more love, respect, and begin to truly honor this beautiful paradise we call home. Tune in and be inspired through listening to Gaia's messages to navigate your path to the beautiful world we are creating. Pachamama is calling us home. The Rainbow Warriors must continue to plant the seeds of their visions of the new earth in all the minds of those they encounter, particularly the unawakened ones. Indeed, this is our divine quest and our greatest challenge. Sowing seeds in barren soil requires great faith and dedication to the cause, trusting that one day the seeds will take root. Enjoy the beautiful, gentle day, beloved. Stop, listen, connect, and revel in the magic of synchronicity. Today's question is, how can I anchor the synchronic messages of Pachamama to navigate my correct path on my quest and go with the flow? Divine blessings for a beautiful, divine, flowing day on your wonder-filled quest. In Lakekalakin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66, Kin 197, Red Lunar Earth. The mantra, the code for today is, I polarize in order to evolve. Stabilizing synchronicity, I seal the matrix of navigation. With the lunar tone of challenge, I am guided by the power of universal water. And on this powerful day of manifesting new earth, let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your dreams, your visions, and your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below and the little bell to get notifications on future uploads. And as always, we have a link in the description below the video to the transcriptions of today's transmissions. And we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I would like to thank everyone for your support and pledges on Patreon. I'd like to welcome and thank Divine Sister of the Light Patty for your pledge and support. If you'd like to support my work and mission, you can make a pledge on patreon.com/primedisclosure. I'd like to also thank Divine Sister of the Light, Linda, for your donation and your continued support on Patreon. Thank you, Divine Sister. 96, 96, 96 coming in, which is a 15, 15, 15. 666, which is an 18 and a 9 of completion. Also 99 and 999. Powerful energies as we are being fully activated and uplifted. Now, a quick story before I bid you all adieu. Connection and synchronicity. As I'm staying here at a hotel and still looking for either an Airbnb or place of extended stay here by Vancouver. So if you know of anything, please let me know. And I told a story the other day of meeting an elderly woman here at the hotel and conversing about the new earth and this great awakening. Yesterday, as I was leaving the hotel, getting into the elevator, as I walked in, Divine Sister Patricia was on the elevator. And as I stepped in, she stayed in the elevator. And as the elevator doors closed, and this was the floor that she's staying on, so I thought, I wonder why she didn't get out of the elevator. And she looks at me and says, the conversation we had was very uplifting and awakening. She said, I left you a note under your windshield wipers with my phone number, and I'd like to stay in touch. And she said the conversation we had given her hope in these times of darkness, and that she was really touched and moved by what I had said. And all I did was talk about my love for humanity and this vision of the new earth and the awakening of Christos consciousness. So I'm going to read you this little note. I'm not sure her age. I believe she's in her late 70s. And I tell this story because no matter what age, people are feeling this great shift, this great awakening. And she had told me that she had been staying in this hotel for over a month because her house had flooded. And by divine intervention, our paths crossed, even just to relay a message of the vision of heaven on earth and to give her hope. That's what people are looking for, hope and faith. Faith in the universe, faith in God, faith in themselves. And she had told me she had been going through a depression. And it was funny, we stood in the elevator and it was on floor 3, and she was saying, maybe we should open the elevator. The door had closed and it wasn't moving, which is funny because there's a lot of traffic through here. And for this 10 minutes or so, we were standing in this closed elevator where you may feel a little claustrophobic. But as we connected mind to mind, and I did my best to help uplift her spirit and told her about the child within. And I had transmitted that I knew that many people through this shift, through this awakening, feel very alone. She said, yes, I had felt alone. And here's the thing. Every human being within them has a child that feels alone and abandoned. You yourself, your consciousness, your being is never alone. We came in with our guides and our angelic teams and our multidimensional selves. But within this story of 3D and this consciousness, through this process of linear time and aging from a baby to a child, to a teenager, adult, and to old age, always within us is that innocence of the child that we ignore, push away, abuse, get offended by. And that child is always seeking your love. And you're the only one in the whole universe that can transmit love to that little child. It sees you as God. Not even what we call God can show that child love, or that child cannot experience love other than from you. And when we feel feelings or emotions that we call negative, such as fear, anger, longing, jealousy, all these things, is the child calling out to you to show it attention and to give it love. So you could see yourself hugging that child and telling it that you love them, the little boy or the little girl within you. You can see yourself as that child and tell that child it's going to be okay. Speak to it like you would if it was a child that was in pain, because that is part of the healing process, healing the child within, the innocence, the purity, the love. And I'll read you the little note that she left on this envelope, the back of an envelope that was under my windshield on my van. Hi, Paul. I enjoyed our conversation. You gave me a lift. I would like to know more about Christ, the New World. I hope I don't offend you by leaving my phone number. She left her phone number. I feel like I met a new friend. Patricia, wish you the best. And that just shows you these little touches we make in life have big effects. And I try to look at this matrix and this awakening from all perspectives and connect with people at their level, where they're at. As you can see, she spoke of Christ in the New World. It doesn't matter what you call it, New World, New Eden, New Earth. This is heaven on earth. This is the golden age that we are manifesting. And now that I'm being fully activated and all the veils stripped away by my queen, my condor, my love, through my divine union, and each day that I spend with her in this sacred portal, the portal of the condor, and connect and be in the presence of her and my soul star family, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, the 3 crystal children, and the 3 beautiful doggies, the doggy medicine. I gifted them, my queen and her family, with a baby corgi. I'll put a picture of her. The Papa Bear named Shiny, because she is a shining light, a beautiful creature, bringing joy to the hearts of my angels, my soul star family, and myself, of course, because there is nothing better than puppy medicine. And I'll do my best to transmit what is being activated within me through this divine connection of my Shakti, my queen, and my soul star family. And we transmit this to all of you that come to this channel. And I want to thank my queen, my Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and the 3 crystal children for welcoming me with open arms. This is the greatest blessing and my most sacred, beloved connection and experience in this lifetime and infinite lifetimes, and is activating within me my deepest love, my deepest truth, and it is my greatest honor to be able to serve them and all of you in this great transformation and transmutation as we are being prepared for this quantum leap of consciousness from Homo sapien to Homo luminous, beings of light. And I see my soul star family and my queen now in the 12D, still separated by a thin veil. But as we merge these energies and merge all timelines and all dimensions into this one infinite life, infinite light, to fulfill our final mission of raising 3D consciousness while staying anchored into the foundations of the Akash, which is the electromagnetic field of all timelines being stored in this realm and all realms as consciousness evolves and expands to reach this culmination point of harmonic resonance, so that we as co-creators connect to our infinite source light and connect to each other to create a collective experience of what sacred teacher of the Kriya Yoga, Paramahansa Yogananda, would call eternal bliss consciousness, is the new Eden. The old Eden was paradise in an unconscious state, and it was through this conscious awakening, symbolized by Eve eating the fruit of Gnosis from the tree of life, the sacred apple of the 5 elements, to awaken from the darkness of the unconscious into the conscious, to expand and evolve through these 9 levels of awakening consciousness. We are beyond the 9th at unity consciousness into the eternal oneness, still experiencing our individual awareness, but at the same time being connected to our collective consciousness, or our unity consciousness, so that together we can co-create and manifest the eternal bliss consciousness for all sentient beings in all timelines, dimensions, and realms, here and now. This is eternity. So keep walking your sacred path with heart, sacred beings of light. I love you all. Namaste.